John Denver had never set foot in West Virginia when he wrote the most famous song about it.
West Virginia.
Not a single day, not even 1 mile of road. So how did a man who'd never seen the Blue Ridge Mountains write a song that became one of West Virginia's official anthems? Well, the answer involves a broken thumb, a traffic jam, and almost a deal with Johnny Cash that would have changed John Denver's career forever. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how Country Roads came together in a single night. You'll find out which country legend almost recorded it before John Denver ever got the chance. And you'll hear what really happened to Denver on the night this song was written, something that should have stopped him from finishing it. If you love classic country, this is one of those stories that will change how you hear a song forever. Once you know the truth behind it, you'll never listen to it the same way again, so get ready.
I belong, West Virginia.
John Denver wasn't even born John Denver. His real name was Henry John Deutschendorf Jr., and he was born in 1943, in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere, Roswell, New Mexico. His father was an Air Force pilot, and that meant the family moved constantly. New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, Oklahoma, even Japan for a stretch. Young John never had roots anywhere. He later said that constant moving left him with a deep hunger for someplace that felt like home, even though he couldn't point to one on a map. That hunger for home never left him. And it's the exact emotional thread that runs straight through Country Roads. But here's the twist. That song wasn't even his idea. In 1970, two songwriters named Bill Danoff and Taffy Nivert were driving to a family reunion in Maryland. They were stuck on a winding 2-lane back road called Clopper Road, just outside Gaithersburg. Bill started humming a melody and the words "Country Roads" just came out of his mouth. Taffy started adding lines about Blue Ridges and Mountain Mamas, and by the time they got home, they had most of a song. But here's the part that surprises people. Bill was actually from Massachusetts, and he almost used that state's name in the lyrics instead. Even with the same number of syllables, he decided West Virginia sounded better set to music. So this song people associate so strongly with the mountain state could have just as easily been about New England. They had the bones of the song, and they were happy with it. So happy, they planned to sell it to someone else entirely. Bill and Taffy weren't writing this song for themselves to perform, they were hoping to sell it to Johnny Cash. But before that deal ever happened, Bill and Taffy ended up opening for John Denver at a small folk club in Washington, D.C., called the Cellar Door. After one of the shows, the three of them headed back to finish the song together. And that's when things almost fell apart. On the way over, John Denver was in a minor car accident. He only broke his thumb, but for a folk singer, that's about as bad as it gets. He couldn't even hold a guitar that night. But he loved what Bill and Taffy had written so much that he stuck around anyhow. They worked through the night, trading lines back and forth, until the song was finished by sunrise. John Denver insisted on recording it himself, broken thumb and all, and released Country Roads in 1971. It became his first major hit and changed the entire direction of his career. But the song almost never connected with the actual place it would become known for. Remember, none of the three writers had ever even been to West Virginia when the song came out. People there could have rejected it as some outsider's guess at their home, but instead, the opposite happened. The lyrics about mountain mamas and the misty taste of moonshine tapped into something real, even if the writers had never lived it firsthand. In 1980, John Denver himself sang the song live at the dedication of Mountaineer Field at West Virginia University. The crowd treated him like one of their own. Then, on the 7th of March 2014, the West Virginia legislature made "Take Me Home, Country Roads" the state's fourth official state song. Think about that for a second. A song born out of a Maryland traffic jam, almost sold to Johnny Cash, finished with a broken thumb, became the official voice of an entire state's identity. That connection between a wandering kid from New Mexico and a state he barely knew growing up, that's the heart of this whole story. And that brings us to the real payoff of everything we've covered today. Here's the truth that makes this song so powerful. John Denver spent his entire childhood moving from base to base, never belonging anywhere long enough to call it home. So when he sang about Country Roads taking him home, he wasn't singing about West Virginia specifically. He was singing about something greater. Every place he ever wished he could have stayed. every home he'd ever had. That's why the song works, no matter where you're from. It's not really about geography, it's about longing. And that's the secret behind why a song almost sold to Johnny Cash, finished by a man with a broken thumb, became the unofficial anthem of an entire state and one of the most beloved country songs of all time. So here's my question for you. What's the country road that takes you home, even if it's not on any map? Drop it in the comments. We want to learn about the back roads and country roads that you call home. If you enjoyed learning the real story behind this classic, hit subscribe right now. Every week on Country Callbacks, we dig into the true stories behind the songs you grew up loving, the parts nobody tells you about. There's a lot more history where this came from, and you won't want to miss it.